I'm from the Netherlands and I traveled across America in a van. Here are some of my culture shocks as a Dutch person while on the road. So there are many culture shocks that I have experienced in these last couple of weeks, but I wanted to make a separate video for just culture shocks that have to do with being on the road, because there were already so many from just driving that I decided to just make a separate video for this, and then other culture shocks that I experienced will be in another video coming soon. I would have just never expected so many things to blow my mind. Like, the first thing is abandoned cars. We were driving and you would just see abandoned cars on the side of the road, and not just one, like multiple cars, and it probably magnified it because we were on the road so much. But I haven't seen it like that in the Netherlands, and so for me it was like, why are there all of these cars on the side of the road? And it doesn't seem like anyone is trying to take it off of the road at this moment, because I feel like in my country, when you break down or something, or when you have an accident and you need the car to just get off the road, so you'll call people who get it off the road. But then it seemed like there were cars who were there for like ages and they just hadn't been removed. And it made me question, like, is anyone gonna take it off of the road, or is it just gonna be there? It was just so foreign to me. So if you know what happens with those cars, let me know and educate me, because I'm still so confused. Then on that note, there were a lot of dead animals on the side of the road in some particular states. I haven't really seen that. That was also a difference for me from like the Dallas area compared to some states that we drove in, because I haven't personally seen a lot of dead animals on the side of the road here in Dallas. But some places that we were driving, it was so bad, and I'm really sensitive and I love animals, and it was just painful to see them all lying there, and that there were so many. I never would have thought there would be so many. Like, one time I was sleeping, I think I was sleeping and my boyfriend was driving, and he said that the worst like time or meters or kilometers or miles that he drove with the most dead animals happened during that time. So I haven't even seen the worst of it, but he said there were at least like 100, and it's just so painful to see. Sometimes you would even see the blood and it just having kind of splattered, and it would still be there. So I also wonder, do the animals get taken off the road, and when does that happen? Do they just lie there for so long? Because it's just really sad to me, and I know it happens everywhere, but I haven't personally seen anything that was quite like that. And yeah, it makes me wonder, could there be things done that would prevent them from coming onto the road more? Because maybe that's also why there's more animals on the road here. I feel like something could be done to lessen it at least. And there would also, even when there wouldn't be abandoned cars, there would be a lot of pieces of tires for some reason. There would be a lot of them. And it makes me wonder where they come from. Like, how does it happen and why is it still there? Then another thing I observed was that there were a lot of billboards, and especially being from the Netherlands, yeah, we don't have that many billboards, and especially not in the more in the smaller cities. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen a billboard of Sweet James. And if you don't know who that is, basically he's like, I think he's a lawyer. And he just has so many billboards in LA. And even, I think it was Venice Beach or Santa Monica or somewhere there, he had a billboard on this building. That might be the wildest billboard that I've ever seen from a lawyer. And just in general, there were so many billboards across the states, especially from lawyers. Or like, there'll be a billboard saying, in a car accident, call blah blah blah. And I've just never seen things like that. Or like an OnlyFans billboard. That blew my mind. But a lot of billboards and a lot of food billboards as well, which did make me really hungry. So I guess they did their job, but we didn't actually go there because we had a lot of driving to do. And it's quite torture when you're driving for so long and you have limited amount of food and you're not trying to spend too much and you're out here advertising all of this delicious food to you. But hey, it works, so I can't blame them. And another difference from like the Dallas area to other states that I only noticed when we actually got back, that they do have lights here around the Dallas area, but in most places that we drove across the country that we drove through, they didn't have any lights like on the highway, and you just had to rely completely on your car lights. And honestly, that's just so dangerous, and you can't see anything. I have a video and photos of this that I could probably include in this video, because I just had to record how insane this was to me. It was so dark, and I think like if they put even a few lights every now and then maybe you could prevent even like car accidents from happening more. I don't know, it just seems so dangerous, and it makes me wonder why they're not investing in lighting. And then also certain places were just more crazy on the road than other places. For example, driving across LA, or that area like California. And also I think New York. In general, I think the bigger cities, they were driving a lot more crazy. And inconsistent, I think, is a better word. They would speed and then they would have to brake, and then they would turn lanes so quickly, and it was like they weren't even looking where they were going, and then it just makes the traffic a lot more chaotic than what I'm used to personally. Like, it stressed me out, and I wasn't even the one driving, so I don't know how my boyfriend did that, but maybe if you're from here, you're more used to it. That could also be. Yeah, actually, if you're from here, let me know if you're from America, I mean, let me know if you think that other people drive crazy, or if you're someone who drives crazy, or if you just don't realize that, if it's like normal to you. And two of last points that I want to make are that the signs across the states were different. So for example, they would have their own state, symbol, image on the signs, for example. And another big thing that I want to point out last is that there were people walking on the highway. And I have never seen that before in my life. And it really made me wonder, where are these people coming from? Where are they going? How did they get there? And why? What are they doing there? And how did they get there? Like sometimes they would be directly on the highway, and there would also be nothing there to go towards, at least in like walking distance. And sometimes, I think this was in LA, you would have a kind of section off of the highway with just grass, and there would just be this man walking with no shirt. And I don't know. I was like, where did you come from? And where are you going? And how and why? So if you know more about that, then also let me know, because that will be a mystery that I don't think I can solve by myself.